601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Midwest Bank is proud to serve Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank making local decisions, supporting community organizations, and helping businesses succeed with 10 locations throughout the state, from Wisner to Deschler, Norfolk to York, and right here in Lincoln too. Whether you're opening a checking account, buying your first home, in need of an ag loan, or in search of cash management services for your business, we're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
Hog Wild's giant stuffed baked potatoes are anything but basic and really hit the spot when you're craving a little comfort food. Nothing is more satisfying than a Hog Wild baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and chives. Add your choice of a Hog Wild house smoked meat like pulled pork, chicken, or brisket for a little extra. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at SartorHeyman.com.
Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
An hour ago, you didn't need a plumber. Now you're in a panic. When life throws you a surprise with a clogged drain, plugged or leaky toilet, broken pipe, leaky faucet or water heater, or a bathroom or kitchen plumbing upgrade, whatever. Just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing, 467-1111. Keep that number handy, 467-1111. Or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth. 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Bock in the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley. Defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Welcome to Bock in the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We are here to talk some football, and it's the same two guys from all day, every day. 1 to 3 here on The Ticket. Bock, what's up?
Oh, not too much. It is. I mean, football's being played. It's preseason time. I know we've been inching toward there. We had the Hall of Fame game, of course, more than a week ago, but now we're getting into the full swing of it. So we're going to have a lot of football to talk about here over the next several months. That's just the way we like it.
Yeah. Bock, I did something strange this morning. I went to Walmart after hearing from the NFL to clarify on the ammonia ban that it's saying it only applies to teams providing it to players. So players can go buy it bring it in,
Bring their own.
use their own. I went to Walmart today. I looked online and see if Walmart had some, but you had to order it.
Oh, okay.
Instead of going to the store. But I did get me a Vic inhaler. So, it's more like
yeah, those are pretty nice.
Yeah, those work.
Yeah, clear your sinuses.
Yeah, but I'm going to order me some.
Yeah, some smelling salts.
Some smelling salts. At every show, we're going to do a ritual. We're going to break it, we're going to smell it, and we're going to get hyped for the show.
All right, I'm in.
So it's only it's only like $12, $13. I know I can find it somewhere in Lincoln, but I went to CVS, no go. Went to Walmart, online. Probably have to check out a couple of more places.
Yeah, you might have to.
Because the players was freaking out. I mean, that's a big part of players' ritual when they sniff the salt. You heard Kittle talk about it the other day and how upset he was about it. But at the same time, the NFL banned it from teams providing it, so players can go out and get their own. So it's going to keep a lot of people in business, whoever makes it.
Well, it's kind of strange because, like you said, the team can't provide it anymore. So it's just that one extra thing you got to remember, I suppose, if you're an NFL player, if that's something you want to do. Kittle certainly, I assume, is going to be bringing plenty of it. Maybe you can bring it to the facility. I would at least think stuff in your locker room or something, so you can you don't have to bring it and remember to grab it every day with your phone, keys, and wallet, right? So,
well, you just go get you something, put it in your locker, and
there you go.
And hopefully nobody messes with it, and then that's the way it goes. I mean, you buy enough, you buy probably, who knows, $5,000 worth. It depends how you use it. I mean, like Kittle said, he uses it every series.
Yeah.
Every series. So imagine he's going through probably 20 of them just that day. So, and it's 18 games and playoffs. So, he's going to run through a lot of it.
So when you did it, was it just before the game?
Yeah, just before the game. I was, about time halftime was over, we always demolish our opponent. So I know it was going to be a little bit after the third quarter that I was coming out. So I didn't see a use for it anymore after that because, probably looking for hot dogs on the sideline, but more than anything, instead of some smelling salts. But I just did it for a pregame ritual.
Now, when you say when it's like $12 or $13, how long will that last you? If you
I think it's like 50
just
in
before the game. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like 50 of them in there.
Okay.
But you can buy them in bulk, though. I guarantee you can buy how many ever he wants with all the money he got. So it's not really a big deal for NFL players, probably for college players, which we learned that they're not too much doing that anymore. So I don't know what the college players will do about it if we had someone who had a ritual like that. I know that the guy that does Busting with the Boys with what's his name from
Taylor
Michigan,
Dewan, yeah.
Taylor, he had some right before the spring game fling or whatever.
He did. Husker games.
The Husker games, and
Spring
I was
game fling. I like that better.
Spring game fling. Yeah, I was able to grab a couple of them from him and get myself hyped, ready for the tire roll, and yeah,
that was the key. You guys winning the tire roll was your
that extra push I gave him at the end.
Yeah,
I had to show him what an old man can do.
That was fun. I still like. I mean, and I know this is a little off topic, but I hope they do that again for future spring games. I hope they bring the spring game back, and even if it is in the format that they showed last year, just call it the spring game. You get a lot more people. And then
spring fling,
right? Yeah, and still have the legends come out there and do stuff like that. I mean, that was a lot of fun. I just felt bad because there weren't as many people in the crowd.
Yeah, I mean, I felt kind of they took advantage of us because they had us standing up eating hot wings, which was not fair.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And everybody else was sitting down, and I think that was kind of threw a loophole in us.
Compton was yelling at you pretty heavily, wasn't he?
Well, I couldn't chew anymore, so I don't know how many he ate. I'm guarantee you, I ate more than him.
Oh, okay.
So but at the same time, you can't stand up and eat hot wings, Bob. Nobody can stand to eat really, and not that many at one time.
Yeah.
So I think that was probably we have to get a table for everybody.
You were very confident though going in. I mean, I thought that was going to be your specialty. That was going to be your field.
Yeah, if I didn't stand up.
Yeah.
And plus they was big, but like
wings.
Yeah, a Wingstop got big wings. Give me like you ever had
usually big wings are a good deal. That's what you want,
yeah,
right?
But usually when you go to Wingstop, they don't give you steroid wings, like that. Those was shot up with something, Bock. They was humongous, but I'm more used to I like the baby like wings, wingets. You ever had those kinds,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the little
yeah.
small ones like that? I could probably eat 40 of them in one sitting.
Mm.
But the big ones, probably 10, 15.
Yeah. Always good to get some wings on. Good also to get some Good Sense. It is Good Sense Friday here on 93.7 The Ticket. We were provided with some delicious Good Sense as usual. I like to get my pepper bread as usual as well. So if you haven't tried that, you're a pepper fan, man. You got to go to Good Sense and try that out. What'd you have from Good Sense today, Terrell?
My regular sandwich, I forgot the name of it. I copycatted off Nick, so it tastes good and it's less filling. So, that's all I say. 25-26 says Nathan hot dog eating contest. Everybody stands up. Is that?
True.
Well,
it's true.
That's not it. That's a hot dog.
Hot dogs, yeah. Hot
Yeah,
dogs.
it goes down if you swallow a whole hot dog, like
it's good to be standing up. Yeah,
it goes straight down. But when you're chewing meat, like hot wings and gristle, sometimes you're trying to pull it out the bone and little gristle gets on it. It's hard to digest that.
Now, did they have any sauce on it, or was it just straight?
Yeah, it
wings?
was sauce.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no plain ones. They was like mild, medium.
Okay.
Yeah, something like
delicious.
that. But I would never be in a hot dog eating contest.
No, I would.
I just it's too sloppy how they do it.
Gross. Yeah, you're really competitive about it. You dip it in water.
Yeah,
that's just gross.
Now, if I would have seen somebody at the Husker games dipping their hot wings in water, we probably would have had problems. That's a great cheat code, but nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, that's too much competition.
Yeah. So NFL last night, Bock, 3 games.
Yeah.
Start off with the first one. Ravens versus the Colts, Austin team.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterback controversy there, Bock?
Well, there might be more of one now that Anthony Richardson has a banged up thumb, pinky. It was about as bad as a preseason start can go for you when you're a quarterback and future of the franchise. At least they hope so, right? They drafted him to be as such. Anthony Richardson dislocates his pinky on a hit by David Ojabo, the former Michigan Wolverine, coming off the edge, was unblocked. Looked like they probably could have either slid protection or had somebody in there because it just did not look good. He did. It was probably a lot on Richardson, just to be honest. If you kind of break the play down, because he was staring at one half of the field, the half of the field that Ojabo came from. Well, one, he would have seen a free run on Ojabo and maybe been able to adjust to that. Of course, that's part of Richardson's strengths is his mobility. But the other thing is his check down running back was open. Somebody went down and kind of did a sit down route on that side of the field was open too. In any case, David Ojabo is the freed runner, lit Anthony Richardson up, and so he's already dislocated his pinky. I was talking with DP about it, and DP's had a dislocated pinky before to the point that they had to go in and put some plates and screws in his pinky. So hopefully it's not that bad for Richardson, but we will see. Could shelf him for a while, and that opens up the door for Daniel Jones, who has a lot more starts as an NFL quarterback under his belt than Anthony Richardson. So quarterback controversy maybe gets another interesting chapter to the story last night, which is, again, not what you want. You don't want interesting chapters to the story being added in the preseason.
Yeah, Riley Leonard, former Notre Dame quarterback, 12 for 24, 92 yards. He had some rushes too. He had 4 rushes for 34 yards, which was pretty good. Then you look at Tyler Warren, had 3 catches for 40 yards, former Penn State, great tight end. So, if you figure out your quarterback situation at the Colts, maybe they can be a great team.
Yeah, we'll see. It's like you said, and it's fun. It's fun to see those quarterbacks out there, like Riley Leonard. We'll see. He uses his legs a lot more than the typical NFL quarterback maybe would be expected to. So we'll see if he can kind of carve out a career. But yeah, it's fun to break it down.
Yeah, Devin Leary for Baltimore, 3 for 12. Cooper Rush, 2 for 4, 16 yards. Both of them through INTs. Great rushing attack from Baltimore. Not really too much on stats, but what a game. 16-24. Did you watch any of it, Bock?
I did not get to watch too much. I was kind of busy with my family last night, but saw some of the highlights.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch any highlights. I'm going to watch the Falcons and the Lions tonight on that one, but Bengals Eagles, Bock. Did you see that one? Did you see the highlights?
Well, the only highlights that I saw or needed to see was that Ty Robinson got things going there for the Eagles. I think he got the first tackle of the game, also his first career sack. Obviously it's not going to land in the category once it gets to the regular season, but it's good to get that out of the way early for him.
Joe Barrow, 9 for 10, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. Look like Joe is back. Desmond Ridder, former college player. I forgot who he played for. What did he play for?
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So, hey, Tajah Brooks, 10 yards, 26 carries. Jamar Chase, 4 catches, 77 yards. All right. That's T. Higgins. He didn't play at all. On the Philly side, Bock. No, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Tanner McKee, 20 for 25, 252 yards. That's a lot.
Yeah, not bad for the former Stanford quarterback. They've got an interesting room there.
Yeah.
Behind Jalen Hurts with Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who got some looks. Didn't do a whole lot last night. 56 yards on 8 attempts, 5 completions. Kyle McCord, not the best debut. 1 of 5 for 8 yards and an interception. But obviously he adds to the intrigue to that room as well.
Yeah, he got to pick it up or he'll be out of there.
Yeah, that's not a great start.
All right, the last one, Bock. Raiders versus Seahawks. Tie. 27-27. What's his name? The old coach. I'm trying to think.
Pete Carroll?
Pete Carroll makes his return as the Raiders coach against his old team.
Yeah.
I didn't see that game. That was a late night game right there, wasn't it?
Well, and can you imagine? I mean, you're watching preseason football already. It ends in a tie. I just don't know. I just think everybody walks around like, what did we accomplish today? Of course, it doesn't matter. I mean, maybe you don't want to add the extra, time in there to get a winner. But that's really where I think you would at least. And we've talked about it before. Maybe you don't want games coming down to 50-yard field goal attempts, but I would at least go to the shootout so we could have a winner in this preseason game.
Yeah, Drew Lock, 12 for 22, 147 yards. Jalen Miro, former Alabama quarterback, 6 for 10, 61 yards. Great to see him throwing the thing. Let's see what he did on rushing. No, he didn't do anything.
But it is, I mean, Aiden O'Connell, who had started a little bit for the Raiders last year. I mean, he got plenty of work in this game, but not a great game. 30 attempts, 205 yards, 2 interceptions, and a touchdown. And he, I mean, there was, I would say a large amount of Raiders followers that really wanted Aiden O'Connell to continue being their starting quarterback. But it's not like they would have been getting too many side eyes if they went that way. But that's I suppose that's partially the reason you go out there and get Geno Smith, right?
Yeah, just get Geno. A couple more news. Rashawn Slater ruptured his patella tendon. He's out for the year. San Diego's Charger lineman. Did you see the gruesome injury to the I think he was a corner or something for the Eagles. I think he snapped his leg in half or something, but it wasn't good, Bob.
Yeah, and that's gonna happen. It's football, so we're gonna see some tough injuries, and you hope that guys are able to overcome them. Like you said, it's tough. Obviously there's a person behind the pads, so it's frustrating to see that sort of thing. But that's football. That's part of what everybody kind of signs up for, is the risk that could happen there. By the way, interesting also to note that for the Raiders, it was the debut of Ashton Genty, and also he didn't do much with his debut.
Nothing.
Only 3 attempts, but -1 yards. So.
Staying up playing video games too late.
Perhaps.
Bock, what else going to say? I lost it. 3 games tonight: Detroit, Atlanta, Cleveland, Carolina. Shedeur Sanders makes the start. Washington, New England.
How about that?
All at 6 o'clock and 6:30.
Yeah. How about that? And obviously, you got your own team. Like you said, you're going to be interested in the Falcons, but Shedeur Sanders. Some would say that, and it's been kind of a narrative thrown out there, that Cleveland is doing him a disservice by throwing him to the Wolves and starting him right away in this game. What is your kind of thought about that? I thought that was kind of a weird take, but we've seen a few sports pundits go that route.
Well, I feel like Stephen A. Smith when he said, I think it's a setup.
Yeah.
The kid had no reps with first team, been on third team all week, been practicing with the third team players all training camp. Haven't even worked with the groups of ones yet. Hope he fits in well. Hopes he shows the naysayers. I mean, it's enough that we bash him as a Colorado player, but I don't go past college football with talk like that. I mean, I hope the kid does well. Good. I hope he succeeds in the NFL. The AI say he's going to be the MVP in 30-30. So in 2030. So we have to watch out for that one.
Well, and do you think, I mean, it is just kind of weird, though, to think that somebody would set up their own quarterback, an investment they made. So, again, I don't necessarily see it that way. There's injuries. Injuries have broken down in front of them. They're not going to run Flacco out there, and maybe they could, but for how long would he, be out there as a 40-year-old playing some preseason football? So we'll see. And that's going to be the talk of this evening is how Shedeur looks. We'll see how long of a look he gets in that game. Remember, they went out to get Tyler Huntley, but Dylan Gabriel is out with an injury. Kenny Pickett is out with an injury. So he's probably going to get a lion's share of the opportunity, not just the start tonight. So we'll see what it looks like from the first drive on.
All right, Bob. Toughest NFL division. Do you want to go NFC, AFC, or both, all in one?
Let's break it down by conference. How about let's start with the AFC?
All right, AFC. When you talk about the AFC, I think the strongest for me, when you look at it, you could probably say Cincinnati, Baltimore, Cleveland, and Steelers for me.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with you. The AFC North. Now, the Browns obviously don't factor into that too much, but the Ravens and the Bengals, I mean, those are the two top quarterbacks in the league. And then you throw Aaron Rodgers in with the Steelers, who say what you will, still have TJ Watt, one of the best defenders in the league, and have just not had a losing season. I mean, they have a culture of winning there with the Steelers for quite some time now. So I would say it's between that division in the AFC West, where you have the Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders, and Chargers. But even like you said, Rashawn Slater's out for the Chargers, already a big hit for Jim Harbaugh in the crew there, and protecting Justin Herbert's blind side. So we'll see what kind of happens. That's a little bit tough, but the Broncos are particularly interesting. Maybe the Raiders can step up, like we said, with Ashton Genty and Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly and all the names that they've added there. I'm particularly interested to see if Bo Nix and the Broncos can take that next step and challenge the Chiefs. But interest doesn't necessarily equal the competition that we've already seen out there from the Ravens and the Bengals. And then, like I said, Steelers might not be at the top of the AFC, but they're always in the mix.
Yeah. NFC, Bock. Best one in the NFC, probably have to give it to the I give it to the NFC East. Just based off last year, Eagles, Washington, Cowboys still in it a little, not much, but a strong NFC North too.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, the NFC outside of the NFC South, which sorry to your Falcons, but it's just not the strongest, not the strongest division there. Falcons, Panthers, Saints, and Buccaneers. That one should be open for the Bucs unless the Falcons want to brawl. But I think the NFC West is pretty tough to predict with the Rams, Niners, Seahawks, and Cardinals. But I'd have to go with the NFC North. I know the Bears kind of standing outside of that. We'll see what the Vikings do. Can J.J. McCarthy have the same success that Sam Darnold there with the Vikings? But, Packers and Lions, I don't expect the Packers to go anywhere with Jordan Love leading that group. And we all know the Lions last year, I think they were the number one seed, even going into the NFC. They've been right there knocking at the door of the Super Bowl of each of the last 2 years. I don't disagree. The NFC East has their own argument with the Super Bowl champs and the Commanders, who are kind of the team on the rise in the NFL last season and going into this year. Got a pretty good argument there, but the Giants weren't very good, and the Cowboys, tough to tell, right? Weren't very good last year. But they might be able to rebound a little bit this season.
Yeah, they
not
should.
With Micah Parsons. Without Micah Parsons on the team, you might be worried a little more.
And plus, the NFC West, they're very good, except the Cardinals, who's probably the worst team in NFC. But we'll let.
They're not the worst team in the NFC.
Did y'all have the worst record in the NFC last year?
They were 8-9 last year.
Okay.
They did lose to Carolina late. That kind of took them out of the playoff contention.
Ooh,
that wasn't good. But that's what I expected of him, basically.
All right, Bock, let's go to break. And when we come back, we'll talk a little Troy Danny news and what he says about KC game, what he says about the cell phone towers in the stadium. Here on 93.7 The Ticket, Bock and the Blackshirt.
$93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Hot and humid for your Friday. We'll get close to 100 for a high temperature, but throw in the humidity and you'll feel more like 105 to 107. We have a heat advisory that'll be in effect from 1 this afternoon until 8 this evening. We'll drop down to 75 for a low tonight and hit 85 for a high tomorrow with a slight chance for a couple of thunderstorms. I'm meteorologist Aaron Downa for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
Midwest Bank is proud to serve Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank making local decisions, supporting community organizations, and helping businesses succeed with 10 locations throughout the state, from Wisner to Deschler, Norfolk to York, and right here in Lincoln too. Whether you're opening a checking account, buying your first home, in need of an ag loan, or in search of cash management services for your business, we're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Hog Wild's giant stuffed baked potatoes are anything but basic and really hit the spot when you're craving a little comfort food. Nothing is more satisfying than a Hog Wild baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and chives. Add your choice of a Hog Wild house smoked meat like pulled pork, chicken, or brisket for a little extra. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Against Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Against Sports at 48th and Vine. Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovebneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska Insider today.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
An hour ago, you didn't need a plumber. Now you're in a panic. When life throws you a surprise with a clogged drain, plugged or leaky toilet, broken pipe, leaky faucet or water heater, or a bathroom or kitchen plumbing upgrade, whatever. Just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing, 467-1111. Keep that number handy, 467-1111. Or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock and the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We are powered
by
Bauer
Infrastructure,
Bauer
Underground,
Grant
Excavating.
All right, Bock. I was doing so good lately, Bock. I finally got a chat ban warning. I didn't get a ban, but I got a warning. And it was 12 hours ago. I guess I was hyped at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Start running your mouth on
there. Yeah, early in the morning. They gave me a warning, so now I have to taper it back a little so I don't get banned completely, because they figured out that people go and change the dates and times and can escape that ban, but now they figured that part out.
They fixed it.
Yeah, and it's boring playing quietly. Eric, thought you was on your way. Oh, he said wrong number.
Wrong number. Yeah,
thought we was going to get to see Eric. All right, Bock. Troy Dannon, in Nebraska versus Cincinnati. Troy Dannon says, let me get my glasses on, Bock. Troy Dannon says, organizers for the August 28th opener in Kansas City expected to be a sellout game. 66,000 tickets have been sold, with the edge being 10-1 for Husker fans.
That does not surprise me, but it sounds funny to hear it.
Yeah, it's a home game for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel kind of sad for Cincinnati, but we have to do it. We have to beat y'all. We have to take your crowd out the game. They're probably coming with 10,000 people. How many does the Chiefs Stadium hold?
Let me see, because 66,000 should be pretty close to it. Let me look. And some Chiefs fans might know off the top of their head, but let me look, see what Arrowhead holds.
Angry Rams fans said the NFC West has 3-10 win teams.
Yeah, arguing our division.
The Falcons wasn't 3-10. Who was 3-10?
Well, NFC West is the one that you were making fun of the Cardinals for being in, with the 49ers and the Seahawks, and so we'll see. But Arrowhead Stadium, by the way, 76,416 is the capacity, so about 10,000 probably still tickets available.
Well, you probably 10,000 tickets for Cincinnati.
You think so? I don't know. I mean, if it's 10-1 so far, and they've sold 66,000, I mean, that'd be like 6,000.
They probably was allocated 66,000. They got to bring some people. How many does Cincinnati Stadium hold?
Let me look.
76K is how many it holds. I was arguing with my girlfriend about it earlier.
Yeah.
That's what Custer says.
Well, no need to argue, right? Maybe debate.
Not on a Friday.
That's right. I'm trying to look up. Nippert Stadium is the home of the Bearcats, and their capacity is about 38,000. Looks like.
Whoa, that's sad.
Record attendance of 40,000. So could get 40,000.
Maybe we should have had it there and took our crowd with us.
Well, I think the whole idea is a little bit of a further drive to Cincinnati. And Cincinnati was obviously planning on having this game in Indianapolis at one time. Probably thought they could bring in a few more fans that way. But I think the move to Kansas City certainly works out. They're going to try to do this year in and year out there at your Arrowhead, not necessarily with the teams involved, but I think Nebraska could be involved again, especially if they get 65,000 people in the building. That's just good business.
Yeah. Dannon also says that Verizon has made a $20 million investment to enhance the cell service inside Memorial Stadium. No promise that everyone will be able to stream every game. Stadium-wide Wi-Fi will be addressed in the future projects, Bob.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it. I mean, that's the number one complaint you're going to have in any stadium, right, is when that many people get in, how quick your cell phone service is. So if they're able to do that, it's fantastic.
Yeah, you go live and it takes you 30 minutes just to click onto it. You can't really download too many things. Yeah, I hope that's addressed because I just like to take I like to go live for the night show, for the light show at night.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes it's a hassle. Wish they had phone chargers in the seat. So that's one thing that my phone will not last for. Not if you're taking pictures and going live. It won't last the whole game.
Hey, phone chargers in the seats, not a bad idea for stadium upgrades. And I know that would cost a lot more the infrastructure you'd have to do to get electricity to every seat. But you talk about the, if you're arguing for the best stadium, you get that. There's no reason to leave if you already got the charge hooked up.
Yeah. I need chargers in there. That's about it. Bock, I was watching something the other day. You wouldn't believe it. I was watching Iowa.
You were watching Iowa football?
No, I wasn't watching it. It was a clip on X.
Okay.
Iowa has a deep threat. Iowa has a quarterback. Should we be scared? Should we be worried?
Worried, yeah. I wouldn't go with scared.
Scared, not scared, but worried.
Obviously, I was going to be more of a threat if they are.
I think that makes them more of a threat for everybody in the Big Ten, especially the way they play defense. Just watching the way they, if Iowa has a throwing quarterback like that, just imagine the damage they can do if they put their defense together. I'm not an Iowa fan. I'm just saying.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. There's a lot of potential there. Obviously, with Iowa, if they can get a quarterback, I mean, you kind of go back. It's kind of like the discussion you used to have with Wisconsin football, and when they got Russell Wilson, it's like, man, why don't they ever get another dual threat quarterback that can go out, can enhance that potential threat that they have, because back then they obviously always had a strong running game. Iowa, I mean, there's still questions there. So, I mean, if they do upgrade at quarterback, it'll be the first time in a long time. Nate Stanley, I suppose, wasn't bad. You go back to the kind of CJ Beathards of the world, Drew Tates. Obviously, well before that, Brad Banks was fantastic there. But for the most part, over the last 10 years, Iowa has struggled at that position. So that could add a different dynamic. But there's just some questions around Iowa this year. And I don't know if I think there should be a pretty sturdy belief in Kirk Ferentz and crew, specifically Phil Parker and that defensive side of the ball. But they did lose a lot on defense. Of course, we know Jay Higgins, who made the biggest stink, I suppose, about Nebraska not shaking his hand among them there on the defensive side of the ball. But they lost a lot of starters on defense. And then obviously you got to remember their offense was ran through one of the best running backs in the Big Ten and in the nation, in Caleb Johnson. So they just had some big personnel losses from the previous season. So it's one of those things, kind of like Nebraska. You look at their defense this year. I always say, it might not, it's still to be determined if it's going to be as good, worse, whatever. But it's going to look different. And I think that would be the case for Iowa this year too, just because of the personnel losses. But yeah, I mean, typically you think if their defensive coordinator can get it going despite losing some key contributors on that side of the ball, and they add a quarterback to it, they would be, kind of step up in the danger level. And of course, Nebraska, I always like to remind people that's the only team they're going to play year in and year out. So that is the rival. You might designate someone historically. Oklahoma, Colorado certainly fit the bill historically, but from at least for now, as things are set up, Iowa's the only team you're going to play year in and year out. So as we look at Iowa, and some people might say, well, that's too much Iowa talk. It is a team. It is a program that should be followed closely by Nebraska, especially, as we know, since Iowa's got the better of that rivalry as of late.
Yeah. Not a threat yet. We have to see how their season go along. Can't wait to play them again. Maybe we can get that victory this year, because we sure deserved a victory last year against them. All right, Bock. Ryan Day said he would name the starter by the end of next weekend. That's a close competition then, Bob.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting. Obviously, for the longest time, it just kind of felt like maybe from the outside, just because of how highly hyped Julian Sayin was, that he might ultimately get that spot. But we'll see. There's, like you said, a good competition going there. And it's interesting because, Ohio State is not short on quarterbacks. Usually they say, well, if you have two, do you have one? Well, they once had a quarterback competition where Joe Burrow didn't quite win out. So I think they still had two quarterbacks at that time. But Lincoln Kienholz is the other quarterback that is competing in there. Again, maybe a little bit lesser known, at least for me, just with his name. I might prefer Julian Sayin because that's a little bit easier to say, but we'll see. I mean, Lincoln could show out what he can do. The 6'3", 207-pound junior from Pierre, South Dakota. Has been waiting his turn. So we'll see if he can ultimately win it out. His career so far at Ohio State has gotten a little bit of look in 2023. If you go back that far, 2 years ago, 10 of 22 for 111 yards. I haven't really checked. I'm assuming a lot of that in makeup time. In fact, actually, he was one of the quarterbacks. If you remember, they had a few quarterbacks playing in that Missouri game. So a lot of that, those numbers coming from that Missouri game where, if you remember, Ohio State lost 14-3. Of course, that's deep in Ohio State's memory now that they've won the national championship. But he was 6 of 17 for 86 yards in that game. So he's going to have to obviously redeem himself. Those numbers probably not indicating what he would bring to the table this year. And it's interesting because I've heard some talk about it too. Do you need a star quarterback, an all-league quarterback at Ohio State to win the championship? I think we saw last year, not necessarily. Will Howard, good quarterback, not great. They were talking about it on early break this morning. Whatever level you want to designate that. It's a great quarterback, not fantastic, whatever. Not the premier quarterback in the conference or in the nation, but obviously good enough to lead them to a championships. And that's kind of what you go back to with Stetson Bennett. And still, I mean, I think when he was winning at Georgia, J.J. McCarthy, arguably, top tier type of quarterback. We'll see when he hits the NFL this year, what you kind of get out of him. But it's kind of interesting that, several of the teams of the last couple of years have been able to win without that, maybe top five, whatever you want to kind of put it, the top level quarterback across the country.
Yeah, I thought I sent you something last night. I guess I didn't. It was, I didn't send it to you. I didn't even save it. All right, 93.7 The Ticket. I did send Jay Foreman a clip of me last night clipping people's off Call of Duty. So he said he's going to get on Monday. I hope he be ready for some real funk when he get out there, because I'll be ready for him.
Well, there you have it. More trash talk from Terrell. More football talk coming up next from us here at Bock and the Blackshirt. I'm Jake Bockoven. He's Terrell Farley. We'll be back after this.
Hog Wild's giant stuffed baked potatoes are anything but basic and really hit the spot when you're craving a little comfort food. Nothing is more satisfying than a Hog Wild baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and chives. Add your choice of a Hog Wild house smoked meat like pulled pork, chicken, or brisket for a little extra. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at one thing and getting it right every time, which is why every hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken finger meal we serve is made just for you.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
An hour ago, you didn't need a plumber. Now you're in a panic. When life throws you a surprise with a clogged drain, plugged or leaky toilet, broken pipe, leaky faucet or water heater, or a bathroom or kitchen plumbing upgrade, whatever. Just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Keep that number handy, 467-1111. Or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Midwest Bank is proud to serve Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank making local decisions, supporting community organizations, and helping businesses succeed with 10 locations throughout the state, from Wisner to Deschler, Norfolk to York, and right here in Lincoln too. Whether you're opening a checking account, buying your first home, in need of an ag loan, or in search of cash management services for your business, we're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop!
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Hot and humid for your Friday. We'll get close to 100 for a high temperature, but throw in the humidity and you'll feel more like 105 to 107. We have a heat advisory that'll be in effect from 1 this afternoon until 8 this evening. We'll drop down to 75 for a low tonight and hit 85 for a high tomorrow with a slight chance for a couple of thunderstorms. I'm meteorologist Aaron Downer for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska Insider today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price
or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock and the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. All right, it's a hot day out here today, man. Put your pets up, give them some water, keep yourselves cool and hydrated, and turn the AC on. All right, Bock. Troy Dannon said the time is not now. When he talks about all the stuff with the stadium and everything else, he says that the time is not now. He lays out the financial reality crisis for Nebraska. I really don't think it's a crisis for Nebraska. I just think we should just leave the stadium alone.
Yeah, it's interesting. They've already kind of dialed it back from when Trev Alberts initially, had all these ideas to kind of, mass scale change it, as we know, tear down part of the stadium and rebuild it and all that. I'm kind of with you. I get it. I mean, there are things that could be tweaked here and there that would that might enhance the game day experience, but for the most part, I think it's in a pretty good position. As long, as with any building like that, foundationally, as long as it's fine, it feels it. I don't feel like there's this huge need to rush into a major overhauling project. So yeah, right now that's kind of where they landed, which is not a surprise. Now, you did also mention, while there are questions surrounding kind of what's going on there with the new revenue sharing model and the House settlement that went on there, federal funding, everything that kind of goes into that, he did mention that Nebraska had a record amount of donors this past year and a record amount of donations, which you might not be surprised. I don't know if that particularly falls into the same category or is including, the 1890 stuff and what went on there, but they said they had over $70 million worth of donations this past year, which was a Nebraska record, as well as 17,663 donors, I think was the number that they had, which was a Nebraska record. So, things are going well. People are still pitching in, but you can only do so much, as we all know, balance in a budget. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm interested in how Husker Nation feels in general. If they feel like there's this big need for all this, kind of overhaul, like we were kind of saying. For me, the biggest complaint would still be cell phone reception and stuff like that, and they're putting in work toward that.
All right, Bock. The NFL and ESPN has merged to make one of the biggest blockbusters sales of all time. But when it comes to watching every NFL game, Bock, you will spend $1,000 a year. To watch every one NFL game, you'll need each of the following streaming services, Bock. And this is going to get crazy. ESPN DTC, $29.99 a month. Amazon Prime, $14.99 a month. Peacock, $11.99 a month. Paramount, $11.99 a month. Fox One, $19.99 a month. Netflix, $22.99 a month. NFL Sunday Ticket, one-time price, $4.80. Or you can just go to the bar.
That's right. Find a way to get Red Zone or whatever it might be. Again, it depends on how big of a fan you are. If you're committed to doing all that, the prices are going up. You're kind of getting spread thin as far as, how many. I think the bigger frustration sometimes is just realizing that the game is on, a streaming service and then trying to go and find it. I think a lot of people are okay with, okay, well, I'll spend $12 to watch the game, whatever. But just having to go through that can be frustrating. But then again, this is something that the WWE community is talking about, because they're kind of doing the same thing where they have, 4 or 5 different programs a week, and they're all on different streaming services. Kind of makes it hard to really want to keep up and stay all the way focused in on everything. And obviously, us here, we do it for a living, so we are going to have to stay on top of it. But I'm just the everyday fan. I'd stick to my cable package. Maybe if I happen to already get, Peacock or Netflix for something else, but or whatever it might be among.
Do you have Netflix?
I do have Netflix because of wrestling.
Yeah. Well, I've been had Netflix. Everybody had Netflix.
Yeah.
OG Les Lancaster says, time to set up burner emails for those trials.
There you go. There's always a way around it, right?
6732 said, as for stadium renovations, I'm old school. I just need a seat in the stands and competitive game. I don't need all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. You can put me in some bleachers, Bob. Old school bleachers.
Yeah.
I'll be fine with that.
Yeah, and there's plenty of those at Memorial Stadium. I'm the same way. I don't need a whole lot. Obviously, it's great to whatever accommodation you can get, but I'm more interested in some good football.
Why have renovations? What you want to put recliners in there? You want to have massage chairs while you watch the game or something? No, this is college football. Pack them in like roaches or rats, however they say it, and watch the football game.
Yeah, and I don't think the lines. What they're doing beer now, so alcohol sales might change it. Beer lines at different venues can be god awful.
Who's the cutoff guy?
So I can kind of get that.
Who's the cutoff guy for that, though? I wonder, do they have a cutoff guy?
They got it cuts people off.
Yeah, too many for you, sir.
Yeah.
Bye, get away.
Yeah,
too many for you, sir. Bye, get away.
I might need some additional security for that.
So, yeah, that's one thing we didn't think about right there.
We'll see. But yeah, usually those lines can get big, and so that can be frustrating. But as of right now, without, if it's just food sales and going up to get drinks or whatever of the non-alcoholic variety, I don't think the lines are too bad. So I don't know. I think you can get around the stadium well enough. Again, I've been to different stadiums where that's not the case. There's more of a frustration. Kansas, that I went to a couple years ago, is renovated their stadium just so you could get around. It was pretty bad, especially the beer lines they had there, and just getting around even in the stadium. You had to go underneath the seats to kind of move east and west. If you wanted to move north and south and the stadium bleachers, that was okay. Otherwise, you're walking through rows of people. So I've seen worse. I think Nebraska does a pretty good job, and we'll have to see. Obviously, it's not my money. So if they get it done, then okay, I'll take the new.
Dad 34 says all the stadium needs is more comfortable seats. Other than that, it's all good. I agree with him on that one.
Yeah.
Just bring you some seat pads. What happened to people that bring the? What about the little seat up, the little fold out seats that they sit on?
Yeah, those are fantastic.
Yeah. We don't need to do all that. We need Nebraska needs to get their stadium to 100,000.
They tried to get it close to that, 90,000, and then they scaled down.
Yeah. All right, Bock and the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We'll be right back.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce is complicated. It affects every part of your life, your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions that it can take, it's times like this that you need a partner you can count on.
If you're a man facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today to connect with a local divorce attorney who understands the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Text GO99 to 323232. GO99 to 323232. GO99 to 323232. 1221 N Street, Lincoln. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply, stop to opt out.
Big news, Nebraska! Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska Insider today.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
M Suits Clothiers, Lincoln's favorite men's store. Family owned and operated, located 1 block south of 56th and Pine Lake Road. Go bold this summer and fall with endless possibilities. Stop in now for the best selection on sweaters, outerwear, suits, sport coats, dress pants, and dress shirts. M Suits Clothiers, your menswear store.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at one thing and getting it right every time, which is why every hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken finger meal we serve is made just for you.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com. A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
If the power is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a four-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley.
Terrell Farley.
Terrell Farley. Defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket. It is Bock in the Black Shirt here on 93.7 The Ticket from your 1 to 3 hour, Monday through Friday. Jake Bockoven and Terrell Farley, we're back. All right, Bock. I was looking at Texas Tech. You know, they're on Twitter all day, every day with their recruiting. Just landed the number 1 player from Georgia, number 1 DN, number 2 player overall, I think. But with all this money they're spending, what if you don't get your return on investment on all these players you're getting, all these rankings you're getting? What if you're just an 8-4 team? How did that pan out? I mean, thinking from Texas Tech, you would have learned a lesson from A&M. With what's his name? Jimbo Fisher.
Jimbo, yeah.
Yeah, I would thinking that you would learn a lesson, but the more they're loaded up. And when I see this, it still doesn't make you a great team just because you spend a lot of money to get all these players. The game still has to be played on the field.
Yeah, and of course, if you look at Joey McGuire there, the last couple of years, his 3 years there, 8-5, 7-6, 8-5. So they're trying to get over that hump. I think you make a pretty good point with, the Texas A&M comparison. Though in those days, that was the load up and pay the best coach out there, who they evaluated, elevated at the time as Jimbo Fisher. Now you can use that money to get players. So I think that it can more kind of be a tangible effort toward actually building your team rather than getting somebody in that can build your team. Right now, at the same time, Nick Saban hinted at that time that they might have been doing some buying of the players as well. So I don't want to completely say that might not have been going on with Texas A&M, but yeah, with Texas Tech, we'll see. I'm intrigued by it because while they did, and then they've signed a lot of big deals for kind of freshmen coming in. Is does it land right away? Does it help right away? Because they've got some good players in there, but they don't have a whole lot of nationwide recognizable names, which is interesting for a program that it's spending so much. You would thought maybe they would go out there and be able to, if they really, if they would have got a Carson Beck or something, then the eyes would be upon them. But as is, they're spending a lot of money. Are you getting that value in return? And how long? Some of these guys are signing deals that are freshmen. How long are you going to wait to get the return on investment there? We'll see. I mean, and it's strange. I never would have predicted at the beginning of this NIL cycle, or situation that we're in now. I suppose it's not a cycle. It's the kind of the new reality. Is with the rev share and everything coming into it, that Texas Tech would be one of the winners of all of it. And so we'll see. I think they're putting your best foot forward at least. If you fail, at least fail going down swinging. So I suppose if it fails, maybe they'll spend more on their other programs. Their softball program certainly benefited from it. So maybe they're going to find some other areas in that university to really boost. But obviously, football brings in the most money and all that. So I would assume they're going to keep spending if you get the money for it.
Over under 9 game wins this year.
Well, again, they had 8 last year. Pull up their schedule real quick.
They have one of the easiest schedules in the nation.
Yeah, not the most difficult schedule. Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Kent State, Oregon State, at Utah, at Houston, Kansas, at Arizona State, Oklahoma State, at Kansas State, BYU, UCF, and at West Virginia. I think looking at it from here, might drop to Kansas State, might drop to Arizona State. Those games are on the road. I mean, I would expect with what they put into the program to get past that 8-win mark that they've had, and so we'll see. I mean, if I were forced to bet on it, just looking at their schedule now, again, I think that this is the year for it, at least to get past the 8 wins. But We'll see.
Yeah, I'm not a believer in just spending that much cash. You're taking a route that might set you up for failure on down the road. I mean, when other universities see that, they don't offer the numbers that Texas Tech offer. They scale back from the player, but does it get that player a sense of that whatever Texas Tech offered me, that the same schools has to offer me also?
No, yeah, I don't. They don't necessarily have that sense to them. It is worth it keeping in mind too. They do. I mean, they're changing coordinators. Of course, Nebraska doing that as well. Not necessarily a death sentence or anything, but it can be something, an additional thing to get around. But like I was saying, I mean, they've got a few names in here that look pretty solid. They did pretty well. Did get a huge class in the transfer portal. From all different types of talents. But even the transfer portal, the guys that they brought in, not necessarily the top schools. I mean, they've got Quentin Joyner from USC as a running back. That could be kind of interesting. But for the most part, it's just picking off some players from Arizona State, Charlotte, Wake Forest, Stanford, Mississippi State, Houston, Buffalo, North Carolina, Northern Illinois, Georgia Tech, UCF. That's what I was saying. I know they put all this money into it. It just, I don't know if they have as much of an all-star roster as we would assume, given the amount of money they put in. It's more like strength in numbers than strength at the top.
Yeah, it's gonna be funny to see how their season go. I don't know what they're expected of to be, what place they was in the Big 12 standings, but we're gonna see them a lot this year and see what money can buy.
Yeah. Yeah, we will see. I think it's going to be a fun experiment for college football because the different amounts of money you can pour at different eras certainly can change. And it, like you said, blew up on Texas A&M right before this current era. Now we'll see if you can directly, kind of going back to the directly paying for play, which again they're trying to take away that with the rev share model, but there's still going to be additional spending for the top programs and for the more well-off programs. Texas Tech lands into that category. What does it look like for somebody that kind of goes all into this era? We will see in Lubbock with Texas Tech, and part of it too is the conference. I mean, Texas Tech has Arizona State looked good last year. Obviously, looking to repeat as champions. There's a few teams. Colorado, we'll see what they do now without their star players there in Boulder, but it's an open conference as far as is who's going to step up and take it. And Texas Tech, with the spending they're putting into it, should be in position to take that over. But I mean, Texas for the longest time in the Big 12 had so many advantages, and for the large part of 2011 to 2022 or whatever it was, they kind of had a long drought of not being one of the top teams in the conference. So again, the money, the advantages doesn't always work out on the field.
All right, Bock, less than 24 hours. The women's volleyball will have their red and white scrimmage. Are you planning to show up?
I'm not planning to show up, but I am interested. Of course, it will be, again, as we go into the season now, Nebraska ranked number 1 in the coaches poll. So there's a lot expected out of them in the new era with DBK in charge. And volleyball here in Nebraska, of course, the professional model has had an interesting week, to say the least, with John Cook becoming part owner and GM of the Supernovas. Love volleyball. Also kind of being in the news circles with Jordan Larson becoming a part owner there as well. So volleyball in Nebraska as a sport, just fascinating. And then we kind of get to the driver's seat of it, right? We want to see pro volleyball expand and get better and all that across the nation as a professional sports. But right now it's still the college volleyball program that kind of drive in the driver's seat. And at number 1 feels pretty good to usher in a new era.
All right, Bock, I'm going to ask you a difficult question, and I want you to answer it the truthfully you can.
Okay.
All right, with all 3 sports ready to start back, which one is you most excited for this year? I'm going to give you the 3 sports.
Okay.
Volleyball with a new coach, being ranked number 1 in the preseason. Softball, returning Jordy Ball, and the all-star cast that she has, or Nebraska football in year 2 of Dylan Raiola and company.
Yeah, no shortage of drama in any of those. That's very exciting. Obviously, I'm a little bit partial to football in that realm, but if you kind of step back and look at it and kind of take your biases out of it, those other programs probably have some pretty good arguments to win this one. Like you said, being number one in the nation and a changing of the guard with one of the all-time greats in the sport of volleyball, just not at Nebraska, but in college volleyball in general, with John Cook, and to keep that and maintain that. Obviously, in most sports, if you'd say, okay, this team's preseason number one, that's the draw, right? That's the most interesting sport. It's just that it's not new to Nebraska. Nebraska has been in these conversations to be one or top 5, whatever it might be, for so long that we're almost used to it. But obviously, the change there. Softball, I'm particularly intrigued by. Obviously, it was frustrating for Jordy and Nebraska softball fans that they didn't get the first year that they wanted out of it. And then, of course, this past year, they were that close. And that's kind of the talk about it, is they were so close to getting to the Women's College World Series that push and what's beyond that. I think because that's a little bit more newer and maybe can be defined as one of the top moments in Nebraska softball history. They did go to a finish runner-up in the 80s at one point in time. So they're not completely unaware or unfamiliar, I suppose, with softball success. But, and obviously not just, I'm talking about the top. Rhonda Reville's been a great coach at Nebraska for a long time. But as far as, competing for championships, but to get back into that realm, unless Nebraska football takes the step into the playoffs, then I think that one might be the most intriguing, because I think last year there was a lot of predictions and, perhaps, thoughts about softball entering that discussion, and they did. They got there. They were that close again in the super regional. But at this point, that now it's time to take that next step. So I think softball might be the most intriguing.
Yeah, I think softball is the most one for me because of the way they ended the season on a strong note, the return of Jordy Ball and, some of the transfers that we got, plus some of the incoming freshmen that we have. Volleyball is going to be volleyball at Nebraska. That's a mainstay, one of the best programs with the longest tenure and going to the NCAA tournament. And Nebraska football, we got to make our way back up to the top. We've been down for so long that we got to do this for the people and the players.
Yeah.
So, I'm more of a softball guy on that term, but I'm really looking forward to all three of them having great success, even men's basketball, women's basketball, wrestling with the great finish they had last year. Bowling, who's always been good in the new, what they're now the big, what?
CUSA,
Conference USA.
Yeah.
So, I'm just excited for the whole Husker athletics and see what they can do this year.
Yeah, you're right. Each one of them, you kind of named 3 sports in specific, but there's a lot of storylines going into everything. Like you said, basketball on the men's side, have been so close to the NCAA tournament, made it 2 years ago, didn't quite get there last year, with Rink Mass returning and a lot of new faces, though, kind of transferring over into a little bit of a different era there and seeing if they can obviously make it. Women's basketball, you don't want to don't want them to be without this conversation. Because, Britt Prince and group, can they, stand up and take another step toward in their own thing? Obviously, baseball, in fascinating season last year, where it didn't live up to expectations, maybe in the regular season, but we're able to win the conference championship. Can they keep that going? So you just kind of go sport by sport. Wrestling, how could you get any more interesting in wrestling than showing out and maybe, being the team to perhaps compete with Penn State, finishing second. And then you bring in a guy by the name of AJ Ferrari to add to the team, one of the most well-known collegiate wrestlers out there. So it is an exciting time, as Troy Denton has highlighted before, as Matt Rule has highlighted before at Nebraska, with all the programs really having their own reason to believe in optimism and that the program is heading in the right direction. In football, to that degree has been kind of left out of that, again, to a smaller degree, right? I mean, they did take that step up to get to a bowl game. That was huge. That was something that we should not take for granted, because I think we did for years and years and years. And obviously it was a very sad and disappointing bowl season, and just, into football seasons, Novembers, for a lot of part of the last decade. But if they could take that next step, and I was talking about with DP too, Terrell, you tell me this, because you're a competitor, but you kind of know where Nebraska is. If you could sign on the dotted line, we all want to go to the playoffs, right? But if you could sign right now, Nebraska makes it to the Citrus Bowl. This was the bowl that Illinois, who finished in the top 15 last year, went to. So that's kind of usually, top 20 type of Big Ten team is going to get in there. The team that, first or second team out of the playoffs in that conference is going to get there. Would you do that? Would you sign up and say, you know what, that's enough of a step forward that I would love that? Or would you say, you know what, I'm not going to sign that. I'm going to take my chances to see if they can get the playoffs?
That's a hard one, Bob.
I know.
I don't know. Based off all the hype and things that's going on, I probably wouldn't sign it. I'll probably let it play out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing we're going to have to do about this year. You see a lot of things that's in the papers saying Nebraska will make it to a bowl game. They're one of the scariest teams in the nation. It all has to play out. I mean, we can go by what sports writer says, but they've been wrong hundreds of times.
Yeah.
And for us to believe it, I mean, we're drinking the Kool-Aid, as much as the football team is drinking the Kool-Aid, because you still have to get out here and play this game. I mean, sure, we have great talent, but everybody in college football has talent. Anybody can get beat on any given Saturday, but it seems like we get beat the most on Saturday. So we have to get that out of our mind. But now, Bock, I have to play that out. I mean, I'm really interested in seeing how this season plays out, especially against Cincinnati, who's probably a sleeper to us. I don't want us to sleep on this team, because that starting the season off with losses, it will hurt. Would hurt a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you would be questioning what's kind of going on there, and I still am just fascinated by the whole dynamic. I hope we don't have to go through it. We've been through it enough over the last several years. Is where you lose, in week one, when you're playing a competitive game. I mean, Nebraska's played Illinois in week one, Ohio State in week one, Northwestern in week one. You've had these over the last 5-6 years, and just has not come out on top. And so it would be nice to play a Power 4 opponent like Cincinnati in a key position on Thursday night football, where the eyes of the nation are on college football opening, and get a win and get some momentum rolling. And that's what I feel like, every team kind of has momentum going into the year because of their offseason. And like you just said, the Kool-Aid and the getting excited. And that's what fandom is for. That's what you're supposed to do over the offseason. And then it can come to a halt once you have a loss and you realize you have all these problems. And sometimes it's not even that big of a difference, right? If you win by 3 or lose by 3, how much more prepared were you going into that game one way or the other? And how much better of a team are you one way or the other? But we know it's all about wins and losses. And so they've got to be able to and keep that momentum rolling, especially because you would consider from there probably a top 25 matchup with Michigan by the time they come around. If not, Michigan might have a loss by then against Oklahoma. And then maybe Nebraska might be favored in that game.
I don't know. The more I hear about Oklahoma, the more I get excited about them. Just hearing about their quarterback and his dual threat that he does, it seems like it's going to be a good game.
I hope so. I mean, I thought for the longest time that their coach Brent Venables would make a really good coach. It just has not panned out. It has not panned out yet, especially at a place like in Norman, like Oklahoma, where that is as crazy as pretty close to it, if not as crazy of a college football town as Lincoln, Nebraska. So we know what it's like. And the expectations there, though, were sky high. Obviously, replacing Lincoln Riley, who replaced Bob Stoops and was having that program, in the right direction. Now the move to the SEC. You mentioned John Mateer coming over there from Washington State, one of the better quarterbacks from last season. Replacing Jackson Arnold, who ran off to Auburn. And I mean, Auburn seems like they're in trouble with me. I don't know. I wasn't overly impressed with Jackson Arnold. Mateer certainly seems like the better end of the bargain there for Oklahoma. And despite the fact that they haven't lived up to expectations over the last couple of years, there still are those expectations going into this year. A lot of polls, they don't have the official polls. I don't know where the coaches poll actually had them, but most preseason prognosticators still have them, top 20, if not top 15.
Yeah, I think AP poll comes out next week, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think Monday.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, hope we shall get it. No, I want these guys to work their way to being ranked. I don't like, especially for a team like this.
Yeah.
I mean, you can say what happened, what we got, what we bring to the table, but at the end of the day, you still got to go out there and play the game.
I think even if they do, you get a little number next to your name, you feel like, okay, we're the number 24, we're the number 13 team in the nation. It's one thing to be that even in week 6. It's another to be that by the end of the season, because if you're ranked that way in week 6, it's just pretend. It's not, it's just partially through the season. Obviously, injuries, different things can happen. But that's far from a finished ranking, at whatever time they would get it. So earn it one way or the other. They've got to earn it by the end of the season. That's where we want to see them in the top 25.
Take us out, Bock.
All right, you listen to Bock and the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm Jake Bockoven. He is Terrell Farley, and we will be back after this.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at one thing and getting it right every time, which is why every hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken finger meal we serve is made just for you.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Hot and humid for your Friday. We'll get close to 100 for a high temperature, but throw in the humidity and you'll feel more like 105 to 107. We have a heat advisory that'll be in effect from 1 this afternoon until 8 this evening. We'll drop down to 75 for a low tonight and hit 85 for a high tomorrow with a slight chance for a couple of thunderstorms. I'm meteorologist Aaron Downa for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks. Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
If the power is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a four-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop.
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce is complicated. It affects every part of your life, your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions that it can take, it's times like this that you need a partner you can count on.
If you're a man facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today to connect with a local divorce attorney who understands the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Text GO99 to 32 32 32. GO99 to 32 32 32. GO99 to 32 32 32. 1221 N Street, Lincoln. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply, stop to opt out.
Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska Insider today.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
This is Bock and the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. I am longtime ticket veteran Jake Bockoven. He is the Husker Hall of Famer, All-American, and leading tackler for the greatest team of all time. Of course, the 1995 Nebraska Cornhuskers, despite what Jimbo Fisher might say. I don't know if you heard it, but Jimbo Fisher had made an argument that the 2013 Florida State team might be the most dominant team of all time. And while, you kind of question that, you go back and look at their schedule, they did pretty much mollywop everybody. So they've got a pretty good argument. And he was going through, position by position, guys that played long time in the NFL. The one thing that I think that holds back is that, during the regular season, they might have been able to defeat everybody by a wide margin. But that championship game against Auburn, who it was a good Auburn team, obviously playing in the championship game, but they only beat them by 3 points. What would you say, Terrell? You were on what I would consider the most dominant team of all time. Does 2013 Florida State have an argument? For what it's worth, they did beat down some opponents pretty well. I can go through some of their bigger wins, but a couple of things stand out. So they beat Maryland, who was number 25 at the time, 63-0. They beat the number 3 Florida team when they were ranked number 5, 51-14. So that's a big win for them. Number 7 Miami, they beat 41-14. So they did. They had some big blowouts. A Duke in the championship game of the ACC, 45-7. Even put up 80 on Idaho there, if that makes any difference. But I would say a few things that kind of stand out. Once again, 14-point win over Boston College. Of course, that kind of matches the Nebraska 14-point win maybe over Washington State early in 1995. And then, like I said, the one that really kind of holds them back in my mind with the 95 Huskers is the Auburn game, which they won 34-31 with a last minute drive there at the end with Jameis Winston finishing off throwing to Kelvin Benjamin for the game-winning score. Terrell, what do you think about Jimbo Fisher's claims here?
Is that the crab leg team?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think they have a chance. I don't think their offensive line was strong enough or their defensive line was strong enough to play with us. They had a great run, but I don't think they was good enough for us.
You know, I was trying to check too, because usually they'll have the where teams finished, because I know it's one thing to beat number 3 Clemson at the time, but I was trying to go back and see where Clemson finished that year, which I suppose I'll have to click on them because I don't remember exactly what the AP Top 25 looked like. So they finished number 7 or number 8 AP or coaches, the way you want to look at it. And Florida State did blow them out. But again, you got to do it every game. That's the whole point of the 95 Huskers is they did it just about every game. I shouldn't say just about. It's just that Washington State game wasn't as much as a blowout as some of the others. But again, Clemson had a similar deal there with Boston College. We are 20 days awake from kickoff, Terrell. We've been kind of following along and naming our favorite 20s of all time. This kind of started talk today with myself and DP about whether the number 20 should be retired. It's kind of gone in and out of retirement for Nebraska football, but since 2008, it has been retired. And so there's less guys to pick up that number. But of course, it's retired for Johnny the Jet Rodgers. And so he's without a doubt the greatest to ever wear number 20. But there were some pretty good ones that also were number 20, to include Michael Booker, Josh Bullocks, who was an All-American with that number, and even Marlon Lucky, who wore that before he switched over to number 5. What are your thoughts about number 20? Should it be retired? Is there a difference? Do you like the distinguished difference between retired jerseys and retired jersey numbers? Because there's a lot of retired jerseys at Nebraska, but there's only 3 retired jersey numbers.
Well, if they've been playing with it, Bock, just let it keep playing. I mean, I don't understand the problem with it. We all know that Johnny Rodgers is the best number 20 that Nebraska probably ever had. Mike Booker did do a good job with number 20 while he was here. Did get drafted at number 13 pick overall with it. Josh Bullock, he wore number 20. Terry Rogers, Johnny's son, wore number 20. Harold Hartley, he wore number 20. But yeah, if they're still wearing it, Bock, let them wear it.
Yeah. Well, they kind of brought it in and out of retirement. I think it was retired right after Johnny had left Nebraska. And then, like you said, like we were saying, they brought it back for Terry Rogers in the late 70s, early 80s. And then from then on, it was unretired. And a lot of players wore it over the years until 2008 when they retired it. Again, at Nebraska, there are only a few jerseys numbers that are retired. Plenty of jerseys retired. If you look under the scoreboard at Nebraska, major award winners get their jerseys retired, but the jersey numbers that are retired, just 3 of them for Tom Novak's number 60, Bob Brown's number 64, and Johnny Rodgers' number 20. And yeah, it might be, I don't know, offensive lineman. I don't know if they argue over who's going to be number 64 or 63. I don't know. Those numbers aren't generally.
So nobody's wearing 20 again.
Nobody's been wearing 20 since 2008.
2008.
Yeah. But that's a good number. Back, running back.
Here's my question. Why has Tommy Frazier's jersey never been retired? 2-time national champion, 3-time Orange Bowl MVP. I mean, you look at guys like Tommy Frazier, who brought Nebraska back to the glory days. But then now you're going to have a debate if Dylan wins a championship, who's the best 15 of all time? Well,
I'll be happy if that's the case. If Dylan could get anywhere close to the level of Tommy, I'd love to have an argument.
Then you have an argument about who number does you retire 15 up under.
Yeah.
I think Tommy number deserves to be retired, though. I absolutely do.
Yeah, and again, it just depends because the jerseys are retired, but the number's not retired. If that makes any sense, it's tough to distinguish. But again, if the numbers are retired, then nobody can wear them.
Well, I think his number should be retired.
You think the number 15?
I think 15 should be retired.
Yeah. Would you retire number 7 for Eric Crouch, number 30 for Rozier, 93 for Sue, 98 for Wistrom?
No, because Tommy was okay. Explain it. Okay, Tommy didn't win a national championship. He won 2.
Yeah, he won 2.
He didn't win the Heisman. He won every other accolade that they had for college football. 7, I don't think put in enough. He put it in work, but he won the Heisman. Yeah, Mike Rozier won the Heisman. Yeah, did he win a national championship? I mean, the goal for college football is to win a national championship. To me, and I think Tommy exceeded that twice.
Yeah. It's tough to tell, right? Tom Novak didn't win a championship. Bob Brown didn't win a championship. Their numbers are retired. Johnny Rodgers did win a championship, didn't win the Heisman, but others that maybe had won the championship are the leading players on the team. Of course, there's a lot of players on the teams that have won them. And then, 2-year Heismans haven't won it. So again, it's just kind of going back to the conversation as a DP. It's just kind of odd. I don't know what the format is to earn your jersey number retirement. And quite frankly, I don't know if you need to do it a whole lot just because there's so many good players that kind of distinguishing the little differences between them. Unless you're just going to make it clear, hey, if you want a Heisman, then you get your jersey number retired. I could see something like that. But otherwise, it's going to be tough because
Shedeur Sanders didn't win the Heisman.
Right. Well, that's Colorado. And they retired jerseys again.
So here's the thing. Johnny has the run.
Yeah.
Tommy has the run.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Bob.
I wouldn't debate it too much, but I have liked watching other players in that 15 jersey since then.
Yeah, 44-24 said Tommy was robbed of the Heisman, and his numbers should absolutely be retired. I thank you for that. 44-24. Cubster says I think 93 should be retired, considering we haven't seen a guy like Sue at Nebraska since then.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough to say. Again, a lot of these guys have had their jersey retired, just not numbers retired. So they're getting the honor. It's just not the complete honor of taking those numbers off the shelves and saying, hey, nobody else can be that number at Nebraska. And again, with football, if you got
should Sue number be retired?
If you do like 10 or 12 numbers, then you're going to start running out of numbers.
I'm not saying should Sue number be retired.
I think he's got about as good of an argument as anybody.
What about Will Glover? What about Glover then?
Right, that's what I'm saying. If
you say Sue, you say Glover first.
Or
game of the century, 20 tackles.
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of strange, but I'm just saying, Bob.
That's what I'm saying, though. There's so many standouts at Nebraska. If you retire everybody's jersey numbers,
I don't think you should. I feel like 96, 402-83, 9061 says, in my opinion, I don't think their numbers should be retired. We should honor them, but I don't think they should be retired.
Yeah.
That's a great one right there.
Yeah, that's what I'd probably go with.
Gus Mohawk says Eric Crouch has the stiff arm against Iowa and also the pass against Oklahoma.
Yeah.
No national title. Yeah. There's a lot of trophies. I mean, there's a lot of statues we could put up.
We need more statues. I agree with that. Let's get more statues.
I say we put up statues.
Let's do statues
instead of numbers. You can have Tommy looking back, running their play.
From their plays.
From that play, you can have Crouch with his arm out with like a stiff arm. Then you can have Johnny just, crazy legs, and Rozier statue.
Yeah.
Probably a Sue statue.
We need to do more statues. I think it's Alabama who has their championship coaches get statues regardless. And then I think that it's Oklahoma who have the Heisman Trophy players with their statues regardless of kind of what goes on there. Nebraska needs more statues.
Yeah. Bill says I vote no to retiring numbers. I vote with you, Bill. And also Bill says that The catfish gets big at Holmes Lake, Blackshirt. Joe B caught and released this one last night.
That's a big one.
That's a big one, Joe B. That's a good meat right there. That's a good filet sandwich right there. I'm looking for a catfish sandwich today, y'all. Somebody, and I'm not talking about Popeyes neither. I need a good catfish and hush puppies and some fries to go on my plate. 93.7 The Ticket. Bock and the Blackshirt here. We'll be right back.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce is complicated. It affects every part of your life, your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions that it can take, it's times like this that you need a partner you can count on.
If you're a man facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today to connect with a local divorce attorney who understands the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Text GO99 to 323232. GO99 to 323232. GO99 to 323232. 1221 N Street, Lincoln. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply, stop to opt out.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Against Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Against Sports at 48th and Vine.
Grandma and Grandpa, Mom and Dad, then the kids, and now the grandkids. Judson Irrigation has provided lawn sprinkler system design, installation, repair, and service to 4 generations. They're just like members of the family. Loyalty, trust, service. It's what you deserve and expect from Judson Irrigation.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
If the power is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a 4-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740. When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. With the school year here, A1 Automotive reminds you that college students get 10% off any service, and they offer free tire repair with a valid college ID. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive or downtown at 11th and L.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop!
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
When you're outdoors beneath Nebraska skies, adventure comes in all sizes. From quick escapes and long weekends to true off-the-grid retreats. Paddle, hike, camp, explore. Whether you have a few hours or a few days, we'll guide you to a state park or recreation area that's a perfect fit. Start your next adventure today at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning. Now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
All right, Bock. Turn the music down. Now, Jake Sorensen, I hope you're listening. Yesterday, we talked about music in the shower. I never said anything, Jake, about getting my phone wet or letting water just drizzle all over. Now, you said this morning that I talked about getting my phone wet. No, I said I turn on the shower. I put my phone in the shower box, away from the nozzles and the water heads, and I listen to music. Jake turned that story all around this morning.
Did he?
He turned it all around. He made me look like some psycho lunatic that just takes his phone and let it drizzles over the water head.
Put it right underneath the
Put
water.
it right up under the water of the thing. But then he said that I take a glass in the shower with me.
Yeah.
Never said that. If I was going to take anything to drink in the shower, it would be a Red Bull.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
And they don't make them in glass, Bock. They make them in cans. So, Jake Sorensen, the next time me and you have a conversation of shower music or beer showers or whatever y'all was talking about, make the story sound real, Jake. Now, once again, you went over there and on the morning show and tried to make me and Bock look crazy.
Well, now you know how they always just tell you, like, you have a circle of people and you tell the secret to one of them. By the end, it's a completely different story.
Yeah,
that's what happened. Jake Sorensen is the one in that circle starting to change.
Jake's storytelling wrong Sorensen. That's his new nickname right there. Jake storytelling wrong Sorensen.
There
right
you
there.
go.
Hey man, a lot of stuff coming this weekend. Husker got athletic stuff this weekend. A lot of NFL football this weekend. I don't know. We don't have anything going on this weekend, but I don't have any. You got anything going on this weekend with the family?
No, not too much. No.
I know the kids return to school Monday, don't they?
Yeah, my son's starting preschool. He goes back on next Friday. But I don't know what the normal. I think Tuesday or Monday might be the normal day for most schools.
Yeah.
Tough time of the year.
You're going to take him on the first day?
I might. So he's supposed to schedule, the preschoolers are supposed to get used to the bus picking him up, right?
Oh, okay.
But his school is about, I don't know, 2.5, 3 blocks from me. So it's kind of I don't know when they're going to pick him up or what part of the bus route he goes in. I might
walk him down to the bus stop.
Right. I think I'm supposed to just let him get picked up out front by the bus, but I don't know if they're picking him up first or last or how long. But all I'll say is good luck to whoever's driving the bus with a bunch of preschoolers on there for the first time.
All right, go ahead, 4224. They said, can they ask us a question? We don't want a crazy question. We can't cuss, and we're not arguing.
That's kind of a weird question. That's kind of funny. Text in, can I ask you guys a question?
Read the
Go
question,
ahead,
Bob.
take a shot.
You see it?
I do not. Okay, is this okay, now I see it. What's your main expectation for this year's team, and what's one new player you're most excited to see?
Well, my expectations for this team is to be better than last year. First of all, got to be better than 7-6. I'll take an 8-4. A lot of people putting pressure. A lot of people putting pressure on this Nebraska team to go 10-2, and that's a lot for these kids after just barely. I mean, not barely, but winning 7 games last year. I mean, you're talking about a significant jump when you're talking about going from 7 to 10 victories. Schedule is favorable, but at the same time, every team that we play has gotten better than what we think. We've got better. They've got better. One player I'm most excited to see about this year is new player. Okay. Dane Key. Likes to see what he brings to the table. Is he better than the one we got from Wake Forest last year? Is he better than Isaiah Nair? I know he got great hands, so I'm excited about seeing Dane Key.
Yeah, good answer. I like you. I want to see the improvement. I would really like to see them get to 9 wins. If they can get to 8, that's including a bowl game. If they get to 8, so be it. Like you said, that's a step forward. Would it be enough of a step forward? Enough to keep the momentum rolling? Yes, but you just had to see how it looks like, and obviously the expectation too is for the offense to take a huge step forward with Dana Holgerson and Dylan Raiola now going into year 2. And my player that I would probably say here is Marquise Watson Trent. I'm very excited about him. I want to see if playing from over there in the Sun Belt can translate to playing in the Big Ten with a lot of talent around him right now with the Blackshirt defense. And we'll see. I mean, again, I think he's a little bit getting less talked about than maybe he should be, maybe due to his stature. Considering he was a Sun Belt Defensive Player of the Year, that's a big. That's those type of awards, as you know, Terrell, are not just handed out. Those have to be earned.
Oh yeah, nice guy. I seen him the other day at practice. We nodded head at each other. Did speak to Emmett. So very excited. Husker football coming up in 20 days, Bock.
Yes.
20 days, 15 days to regular college week 0. And we will be everywhere. We will be in Kansas City. We will be at Memorial Stadium. We will be live on the radio just like today. Bock at the Blackshirt, 93.7 The Ticket. We'll see you Monday.
Hog Wild's giant stuffed baked potatoes are anything but basic and really hit the spot when you're craving a little comfort food. Nothing is more satisfying than a Hog Wild baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and chives. Add your choice of a Hog Wild house smoked meat like pulled pork, chicken, or brisket for a little extra. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, 2-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at WindowWorldLincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
what you deserve and expect from Judson Irrigation.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks. Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills. Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay,